So first thing you want to do to prep the wall is sand it, and what works really well is a pole sander. This is also used for drywall, made by Marshalltown. Basically, you're just trying to scuff the wall so the paint appears better. Take some of the glossy finish off. All right, next thing we're going to do after we're done sanding the wall is tape off the trim. But before you want to do that, grab a paintbrush and brush the sanding dust off the trim so that your tape sticks well. The tape we're using is made by Scotch 3M. Don't skimp on this. You use cheap tape, you will get bleed through, so use the good stuff. And the biggest thing here is that you're not up on the wall. Don't tape up on the wall, because when you peel it off, you're going to leave a line that's not painted. But make sure you're tight in the corner, otherwise you're going to get paint on the trim. And it's very important that you get this stuck down very well. Sometimes I even use a putty knife to make sure it's stuck well. Because if it's not stuck well, you'll get paint bleeding underneath the tape onto the trim. And when you pull the tape off, all that paint will be on the trim. To do this job, you're going to need a paintbrush. What I have here is a Purdy 2.5 inch. Of course, you can get a Booster or Benjamin Moore or anything like that. Good quality. 2.5 inch, and it's got the bevel on. That works very well when you're cutting it. Okay, so we'll show that later in the session. We're cutting in that corner. The angle works very nice for cutting something in. Keep your wrapper. Once you've got it washed out, put it back in the wrapper. Keeps the bristles nice and straight. Alright, so we're about ready to paint. What we have here is a paint pan and a paint cover, or paint pan cover. The reason for this is it saves a lot of time. They cost about 99 cents. It saves a bunch of time cleaning up your material, up your work tools. So there's a clean way to do this. Once you open your paint can up, so you're holding the can with one hand, one thumb inside the bucket handle, holding your pinky on the bottom. So you got it good and tight with one hand so you can pour with one hand. Paintbrush in the other, ready to grab the big drip as it comes out. We're going to pour quite quickly, so here we go. Okay, we got about 3/4 out. Let it slow down a little bit, and wipe. And there, nothing on the side. Okay, that's what we're after. So we got a nice clean pan. Or a nice clean can. Last thing you want to do is clean up your paint lid. This is an old paint lid, so I'm probably not going to do too much here, but if you wipe off your paint lid, you don't have someone stepping on it and tracking paint all throughout the house. Now, the last thing you can do is take your second paint cover, or pan cover, set it right on top, like so, which will keep the paint fresh and ready to go when you're ready to use it. Another cool thing about doing it this way, if you get to the end of a job and you're tired, you want to go home, but you're not done painting, just go ahead and put the cover back on top like this. Use some tape around the edges, tape the edges up, and leave it. Tomorrow the paint will be just as fresh. Another thing you can do is, say we had already painted one coat on the wall with a roller. We're at the end of the day, again, don't want to clean up our tools. Just go ahead and set your wet roller inside. And this sometimes can even get turned around. Set your pan cover on top, tape around the outside. Again, it'll be all wet and ready to go in the morning when you come back.